Hey guys, welcome back to Brickscape. So today we are going to be looking at this custom minifigure collection of the Office cast. I just wanted to do all the important characters that you see a lot around the show. So as you can see, I did like 35 figs. I ordered a bunch of pieces on Bricklink, although I did have a lot, and unsurprisingly, Harry Potter was very helpful. I used a lot of Harry Potter parts. So let's get into in-depth review of each figure. So firstly, we of course have Michael Scott himself, using the Minister of Magic's torso and legs from Harry Potter, and he also has his Dundee in one hand. He has Bruce Wayne's head print, which I thought looked pretty good for Michael Scott, and then hair I took off a Robin. And then we have his famous World's Best Boss mug, but I just used a generic white mug as LEGO doesn't really make a mug with any printing, so that's Michael Scott. So then next up we have Jim Halpert. I used Cedric Diggory's head and hair, which I think does him justice pretty well. And then he has his courier bag, or messenger bag, whatever you really want to call it, strapped over his chest, which he wears to work basically every day. And then he uses the suit piece from I Took It Off in Alfred. Here we've got Pam Beasley Halpert, Jim's wife. We use this Lego Friends hair piece, which I think does pretty well. Tina Goldstein's head from Harry Potter, Wins Vanessa torso, and then Queen Goldstein's legs. And I really do think that leg piece really does capture Pam, and so does the rest of the figure. Here we have, of course, Dwight Schrute. He has Flitwick's hairpiece and this Marvel villain's head, and then Lupin's torso and chest, which really looks a lot like Dwight. I really am I'm happy that I was able to get that because it really captures Dwight. Up next we have Andy Bernard, the goofy guy. His headpiece looks a lot like him. It captures his happy, goofy side, like I said. And then we have Bruce Wayne's hairpiece, because he has dark brown hair and the same design as that. And then we have this really good vest torso, which is pretty good. And then his pants are just generic belt and pocket. Then next we have Ryan the Temp. He goes through a lot of different variations throughout the show. Once he had blonde hair, he had a goatee and a beard, but I decided I used this one because it's the most recognizable Ryan. And then this torso, I don't know why I chose it, but it just kind of looks a bit like Ryan. And then here we have Kelly Erin Hannon. She likes being called Erin. And we have Ginny Weasley's hair, Batgirl's head, and then Queen Goldstein's torso, and then a gray waistcoat, whatever they're called, skirts, and black tights. And then up next we have Angela Martin, the cat lover. She has Catwoman's headpiece, and then these blonde hairs. And what's really funny is that Catwoman has the Catwoman mask on the back, so it's kind of funny because of course she's like the cat lover. And then she has Lois Lane's torso and then short black legs. And then over here we have Oscar Martinez. He has Dean Thomas's head and hands because he is Mexican and tan, whatever. And then I was gonna use a different torso, but I decided to use this vest because I don't know, looks like he's a smart guy. He wears something like this. Up next we have Kevin Malone himself, with his cookie, and I used this Cyburn hair, but it unfortunately does not come in brown, so I just kept it in gray. I don't like painting Lego, so I just wanted to keep it gray. And then we have Jay Kowalski's torso, because he's a bit fat, and then just random tan pants. And then we also used Dick Grayson's head, and then the other side works well for when he dropped his chili, and I decided to give him a cookie instead, but that is the other head if you want to, I don't know, put the chili with him. Here we have Kelly Kapoor. Maybe the hair choice wasn't the best, but whatever. We have Cho Chang's head, because I think that does pretty well for her skin color. And then this Harry Potter torso, which is actually incorrect color, but you can't really see it on camera. So yeah, I think it looks cool because she used to wear that type of fashion. Michael, what are you doing? Get out of here. Of course, we have Toby Flenderston, Michael's arch enemy. He uses Lord Business's torso, just generic things. And then we have this Bill Baggins head, which I think it looks really nice. It does capture him very well. And then Mr. Incredible's hairpiece, which does pretty good. Maybe he should have done it in brown, but I decided to use it in tan because why not? Here we have Creed Bratton. He uses Slughorn's head and hair, which I think does pretty well. It looks like him. Maybe it's a bit too chubby, but whatever. I think it does the job correctly. And then we have this torso that I was going to use for Andy or Dwight, but instead I found Dwight's and Andy's torso, so I just use it for him. And then these random gray pants that just whatever. And then here we have Daryl. Of course, he used to work in a warehouse, but then he got promoted and he worked in the office, so I just gave him this blue suit that matches his uniform. Just that's throwback, I don't know, which came from Bruce Wayne. It looked pretty good. And then the headpiece was from a Batman minifigure pack, and it looks so good. It looks exactly like Daryl. And then, of course, the hair does it well. Maybe it could have been curved on the side. And then here we have Nellie. When she came on the show, everyone hated her. She tried to take Andy's position, and Andy hates her. Kind of like the same thing about Toby with Michael. So I use Lois Lane's head and hair, and then this Jurassic World torso, which looks pretty good for Nellie, and these random blue pants. And then here we have Stanley Hudson. Maybe I shouldn't have used this walrus mustache, but I did not get Lando's head, so I had to use it. And when I get Lando's head, I'll probably just switch it. Next, we have Phyllis. I used Umbridge's hair, which I think just looks really, really good. And then the train conductor, the trolley witch torso, that matches very well with one of the Woman of NASA's leg piece. And then Professor Trelawney's head. The hair I could have used in gray. I couldn't decide really whether or not I was going to use it in gray, because in the beginning she did have gray hair. I'm going to try and get it. But I decided to use it in brown because for most of the show she does not she does not leave it out without any dye. And then here we have Meredith Palmer, in my opinion, one of the weirdest characters on The Office. She has Lois Lane's head, and then Black Widow's hairpiece, at least that's where I got it from. And then we have Luna Lovegood's chest, which does look pretty good. Maybe I should have gotten something else, maybe a bit weirder. And then here we have black pants. Here we have Pete, or who is dubbed Plop. He has Dick Grayson's chest and legs. I think that looks good for him because, I don't know, I didn't really have anything else. And then you have this chiseled looking face print, which I think came on an elf for his head. And then these good hairpiece that I think looks really nice like him. And then here we have his friend Clark, who actually has Harry Potter's headpiece. That was, luckily I didn't have to scratch off the scar. It was covered by the hairpiece. I don't know where this hairpiece is from. It's pretty weird. And then we have Marty McFly's chest and legs, because I think that does look exactly like something he would wear. Here we have Holly Flack Scott, of course, Michael's wife. I really do like the way she turned out. I use this hairpiece, which does look very good, and then this headpiece with a smile, because she's always pretty happy, and you know, she's just a funny character. And then this like trench coat design from Tina Goldstein. And then here we have Karen Filippelli using Jyn Erso's headpiece, and then this hairpiece that I had, and I think those go together to look like Karen. And then this Indiana Jones torso, and then like Baseball's maybe Series 10 legs, because why not? Here we have Mose Schrute, of course, Dwight's cousin. He's a weirdo, a real weirdo. I need that beard in brown, but whatever, I'll have to replace it. And then Lupin's hair and chest. And then here we have Roy, Pam's former fiance, in a crazy form. As you can see, he has his angry face on, and messy hair. I just thought I would include him, kind of a filler, not really my best work. And then here we have Jan, who was Michael's first girlfriend. She has Luna's head, and then this good hair, which I think looks a lot like Jan, and then the just like a black suit from Lois Lane. Here we have Gabe Lewis from Saber. He's a really annoying character with the Saber water bottle. Out of here. And he has the Rebels head. He's on a lot of Rebels. And then the same hairpiece I used for Michael Scott, which I found on a Robin, and then a skinny torso for him coming from Lex Luthor. And then here we have David Wallace, the head of Dunder Mifflin, with this guy from Marvel's head, and then Michael's hair from Robin, and then a fancy suit. I used Sailor's arm printing just to add more detail onto the suit to make it a bit more fancy, because of course he is in charge of the company. And then here we have one of the weirdest characters on the show, Robert California, using Mad Eye's hairpiece and Cornelius's fudge head, and then a millionaire playboy outfit from Bruce Wayne. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. It was a lot of fun to make all the characters from The Office, as I just love that show so much. So if you did like it, then please like the video, and if you haven't done so already, then subscribe. We're at 83 right now, and I think we can get to 100 pretty soon, so please subscribe if you haven't. And if you have any comments, of course, leave them in the comments down below, and see you in the next video.